everybody. My name's Erica Lee Garcia, and I think we're live. Welcome to the National Engineering Month first ever online event. I'm very pleased to be hosting. I wasn't supposed to be here by myself, but we had some technical difficulties, so you're stuck with me and my Vitruvian man here behind me. We are very proud to be a part of the Big Beacon New Media Network, and we're hosting the chat as we speak. So I am putting out a few intro tweets. If you can get onto Twitter, you don't have to be a tweeter yourself. Just get onto twitter.com and search in the search box at the top, #EngCulture. And you'll see that tonight what we're doing is we are reflecting on one simple question. As we pause in the middle of National Engineering Month festivities in March here in Canada, we're going to ask one question: what is engineering? Specifically, we're going to begin a sentence, engineering is, and invite you to fill that in. So I'm going to just turn things over online here, so I'm not multitasking, to Alan Ham, who is going to take over the questions on the Twitter feed, and I am going to interview myself, and I look forward to getting the feedback from all of you on our Twitter feed. So Alan, are you ready? You're muted. Okay, fantastic. So once again, follow along on #EngCulture. Again, my name is Erica, and welcome to the chat. Hope that wherever you're joining us from, you will take a moment to follow along with what we're doing, reflect tonight, and also to give a little bit of a sense of what it means to you, what engineering means to you. So thanks for joining us. If you're watching me right now, it means that you've gone to the Twitter feed and you found the YouTube link, and thank you, Alan, for putting that up. It looks like we're just about ready to go. So when you're ready, Alan, we're gonna have you put out the first question on Twitter. You can go ahead and do that now. And the question is a little bit of background on our topic. We're gonna be talking about what engineering is, and as a way into talking about engineering culture. And some people might be thinking right now, well, engineering really doesn't have anything to do with culture. Why would we want to talk about that? So the reason that we've chosen engineering culture, specifically #EngCulture, as the focus of our chat series, which began back in January and is going on tonight and will continue on May 13th, so mark your calendars, is that we really feel that culture is one of those unseen forces, often not really that well acknowledged and sometimes not that well understood. It refers to some collective and often unarticulated rules that we all play by. So we might, for example, be working within a company, and there's certain things that it says on the wall one thing, or the boss says one thing, but there's actually a very different sort of reality or set of expectations or rules that everyone else is playing by. So that's just an example of culture. And I know in my career as an engineering professional, I worked as a manufacturing engineer for years. Looking into sort of the culture or the temperature of a work environment could really tell you the best way to approach a problem. And I know that that's not typical just to that industry, it's many different industries as well. So we feel that culture is important as well, not just within companies, but on a larger level, as we look at the profession and maybe how we'd like to see it change in the future. Culture is in fact one of the strongest forces that determines people's behaviors. It determines maybe whether they make certain decisions, how they interact with each other. Maybe it determines whether you'll stay in the engineering profession, and that's something that I think a lot of engineering companies and engineering professional associations are paying attention to these days, that we're graduating lots of fresh, new, young graduates. Are they staying in the profession? Are they going and doing something else? Are we attracting the people to the engineering profession? Are we able to retain them? And how much of that might have to do with culture? So I hope I've convinced you with this little explanation that even though we're very logical and analytical people, I know lots of you in the audience tonight will be engineering students, engineering professionals, maybe we've got some engineering and technology students as well. I hope I can convince you that, we're not machines, we're still human beings, therefore we are guided and influenced by culture. So that's a really important thing to pay attention to. And I think it's a topic we don't explore very often. And since it is National Engineering Month, we might as well take the opportunity to do that. So I guess we're going to start tonight, and you're welcome to throw your questions, your answers rather, to the questions that I ask up on the chat screen. Fill in the blank for what engineering is. So begin the sentence, engineering is, you don't just get one answer. Let's call this a brainstorming exercise. As in many elements of design and engineering, there isn't just one right answer. There are many solutions. Certain ones may be optimal for certain purposes. So once again, from your own perspective, what are some possible ways to fill in the blank engineering is? What is it? Go for it. So I'm looking on the Twitter feed here, and I hope to see your answers coming back. So we'll have a bit of a closed loop situation going on here. I see that Alan's just catching up to me on the Twitter. Good job. Okay. So what are some possible ways to fill in the blank of engineering is? So I guess for me, engineering, just very personally, I feel like engineering has been an exciting and viable career path. It's been a chance for me to identify myself and sort of find a place that I feel I belong, because growing up, going through elementary school and high school, I wasn't really a super studious and serious person, but I did have a lot of, I did have academic strength in math and science, but also in English, so it was sort of hard to tell, like, what kind of person are you? I didn't really fit into one sort of box, and I thought